All right, welcome back. You're looking at my patio, and it is filled with plants and figs and all sorts of fruit trees. So it's hard to kind of see what you're looking at here with the sea of pots. But I've got a air-layered Magnolia, aka Brunswick, that is ready to be cut off from its parent and put into its own pot. So take a look at these roots right here. You know, they're good. They're not crazy. They're not, you know, the best looking roots I've seen, but it's been there for a while. And today is actually rainy, which is nice. It's been super hot lately for May here in Seattle. We've been hitting 80s and even 90s at some point. And so, you know, I'd rather do this on a cool, cloudy day with a little bit of rain versus super hot day where the plant, the new plant, the air layer, will have a harder time acclimating because of the heat. Figs do love heat, but not during transition from an air layer. So hang on a second. Let me go grab the pruners and we'll cut this guy. Okay, check this out. So this is going to be a automatically, I say 30-inch plant, but with this tiny root ball, it's not going to be able to sustain all these leaves. So what I'm going to do is start to prune a good majority of these leaves so the energy can be spent growing new roots versus trying to sustain all these large leaves. And even with all these stems, they might have a hard time, but I'm going to leave all the stems, just get rid of all the large leaves. Okay. Looks pretty drastic, but it's necessary. Okay. So let's take a look at these roots and see how they look. Right. I forget the exact date of when I started this air layer. I think it probably was either February or early March. I'll double check that. And today is May 14th, Saturday. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Hopefully the roots don't break. It is super sensitive at this stage. Last thing I want to do is pull off the bag and have the weight of the soil break off all the roots. So take a look at that. Basically just one root that is holding this whole root ball. Like I said, it's super sensitive, super delicate at this age, and you have to be very careful not to break it off completely when you pull it off of the tree. So I'm going to put this into a little bit bigger than a 1 gallon. It's like a 1.5-ish. Not a lot of roots. I don't need a bigger pot than this. Should be a good size for it. Just got to be real careful about now adding this soil. Last thing I want to do is waste all that effort of air layering this, sacrificing, 60% of the tree to create this air layer, and then losing it during the up potting stage. Okay. All right. Okay. With a young tree like this, you definitely want to stake it. So any shift of wind can cause some serious problems because it'll rock the roots back and forth and potentially break them. So I put the stake on this side because I know the roots live in this area and I'm not doing any damage to it. Okay, we'll put a couple of ties, one right here. And one a little bit above it. Do a double knot. And then one near the top up here. Okay, properly label your plants always. Stick it into the pot. And that is good to go. Take it over here. I like to put my plants into this shaded area on my patio. Got the hose. Just spray that down. Oh, hose is not on. Let's give it some water. Be careful about over drowning your newly potted. All right, so that is the up potted Magnolia air layer. Here's another air layer that I did. This is a Tenna or a Tina fig, T-E-N-A. And this was an air layer that I did about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks. It had more leaves on it than this, but a few of them dropped off. And this is the sole remaining leaf on it, which I'm okay with. Right now it's basically focusing on growing a stronger root system, and by summer it should be a pretty well established plant with new leaves coming out. Alrighty, so that's up potting a air layer